Welcome back to Designing in Design Spark. This is our last video of designing in Design Spark. The next videos we are going to do 3D printing the mold, and then we're going to follow that with injection molding our thumb cap into the mold. But for this video, what I'm going to kind of do is clean up some parts that need to be cleaned up, put some fillets on some edges, and let's go ahead and get started. What we need to do first is separate these two pieces here. So I'm going to move this out of the way for about an inch. And let's go ahead and fillet these edges right here. So I'm gonna push pull. And I'm gonna click on this edge right here, pull it in, and we'll give it maybe about 0.010 of an inch. And the reason why I do this is because when you 3D print these, sometimes the edges have a little bit of built up material that get in the way of them trying to mate correctly. So I'm just going to fillet those edges right there, just where they mate. All right, so the next thing we need to do is, I see there's this little piece right here that got missed. I'm just going to click on it, click delete, and it is gone. So that helps. Okay, cool. So what I wanted to do next is actually put a little grip on the bottom of this part right here. That just helps us to demold the part. So imagine, if you can, you put your thumb right here, push the center stem up, that ejects the thumb cap. But your hand needs to grab onto some type of grip right here. So we need to add some type of outside grip. Also, this is a little bit thick down here. We don't need it that thick. So let's go ahead and create those parts right now. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the bottom view right here. We're going to click our 2D sketch, click our bottom plane here. I'm going to look at the bottom here. Just hit Control 3 and you're viewing the bottom. So I'm going to put a rectangle on this side and a rectangle on this side. But first, what I want to do is use a construction line straight to the middle and make that vertical. Okay, cool. So we're going to use this construction line as a mirror, set as a mirror line. So anything I do on the left side, it's going to do on the right side as well. So let's go ahead and use our rectangle, and we'll draw it, let's say about 0.25, hit tab, hit 0.5, enter. All right, cool. So if you notice, what I drew on this side happens on this side too. So I'm going to go ahead and click move. I'm going to double click on this line. Oops. Double click here. And now I can move this into position. Since it's a 1/2 inch, I'm going to move it down 0.250. And now I just moved it into the center line to here. And I'm going to move it out just maybe about 150 thousandths, so 0.150. All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and go to our 3D view. And you can see that we drew our rectangles on either side there. We don't need this construction line anymore. Click there, delete it. Let's go ahead and click pull. I'm going to pull this and hold Control this, and I'll pull it up. And let's make it about 0.3 right there. All right, cool. So that gives us a little bit of a grip for our hands. So when we're pressing in here with our thumb, we can pull the rest of the body the other way and eject our part there. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and fillet some of these edges, make it look a little bit nicer. So I'm gonna click here. Actually, what you can do is, now I'll just click here, hold Control, click here, hold Control, click there. So let's see what looks good. So I'll pull it out here and make it about 0.060, 0.06. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and do it to the other side there. Click here, hold Control, click there, Control there, pull it out, 0.060. All right, cool. All right, that looks good. Let's go ahead and fillet the other parts. So what I'm going to do is just click on this edge, hold Control here, here, And let's do the outer edge too, here and here. And we'll pull that in. I'll make that about 0.062. I could do this all at once. I was just showing you how to do it separately if you wanted to. So let's go ahead and do the other side. So I'm going to click here, hold control, click here, here, and there. Okay, cool. So let's move this in, 0.06. All right, so now you can see we've got some handles on either side of this mold here that we can use to help demold the thumb cap here. The next thing we want to do is let's go ahead and let's thin this inner wall out a little bit, just because it seems a little bit too thick. Let's bring it down to about maybe, let's say 0.5, about a ½ inch right there. All right, looks good to me. All right, so next let's go ahead and add some air vents to the top plane right here. So let's move this stem out of the way, click move. Move this about 2 inches, oops. Try that again. 2 inches, all right, cool. So let's go ahead and click on this plane, hold control, move it out of the way there, just anywhere is fine. And I'm gonna rotate it around 90 degrees perpendicular. So let's call it 270. All right, cool. And now let's go ahead and click our 2D sketch, click our plane we just used, and go to the circle tool, click the very center so I know it's on the top of that plane there, and type 0.06. Cool. All right, back to our 3D view. Let's go ahead and delete the one we just made, and we can extrude out this circle here. So click, pull that out, and we can move that, click move. We're gonna move it, oops. We gotta click the whole body there, click move. And we'll move it into position about right on top right there. But I'm gonna use a couple of these air vents, and you can move it into basically anywhere you want. This is a pretty simple mold, so it's not super critical where they go. So I'm going to rotate this around, say about 45 degrees. Let's go to the top view. And I'm going to move it into position just on the top there. And I'm going to Control C, Control V, and I'm going to rotate this around to about 270. All right, and move this to the other side there. Cool. All right. So as long as the these these cylinders that we just created are not going out the front, we're fine. We could cut into the back there, and I'll show you why in just a second. Hit combine, click our body, click the first cylinder, and zoom in on this little area. There's a little pink erased area we can do, and get rid of this. So now we cut into it as for an air vent. Let's do the same thing to the other one. Combine, click the body, click our cylinder, click this little pink part, get rid of this body right here. Cool, so now we have a couple air vents in the back there. And the reason why I didn't want them in the front is because basically the last thing we gotta do is put a landing for our injection molder, because when you injection mold on top of this 3D printed mold, it can be brittle, so we need to reinforce it a little bit with some more material, and we're going to try to put a washer in there too if we could. So let's go ahead and make a reinforcement area right there. So what we can use is this outside edge, and holding control this outside edge, I'm going to click move. I'm going to hold control, so it's going to make a copy of them. I'll pull it out about 1 inch. All right, so if we go to the front of it, it's on the outside, so we need to move it in, but we need to see it better. So let's move this, hold control, move this up here, and go to the front view. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and move this one in, say to about maybe 0.3, hit enter, move this one in about 0.3 also, just kind of mirror it up. Perfect. Okay, so we want to split this body with these planes, but I don't want to split the whole body. I just want to split the upper part of it. So this bottom area right here, I'm going to split this body, and I'm going to split it at, say, about, let's see here. Let me use this bottom edge right here, this bottom plane right there. Cool. All right, and then we could do the split body again. The one we just sliced, we're going to use this plane and hit escape, split body again. This other part, split here. Cool. So now you can see if I hit pull, I can pull just this face out. So I'm going to click here and I'll make this, let's go about 1 inch. Say 1, hit enter. Cool. So now I've made a reinforcement area right here. Let's do the same thing with the top. So let's go ahead and click split body. Click here, hit escape, split body. We're going to split this body on this plane. Cool. And now click pull again. Pull here, hold out to, oops, you can see it's going the wrong way. Hit Control Z. Let's pull it out the other way. So let's make it 1 inch. Cool. So now we've created some reinforced landing areas there. And we need to make a perpendicular cut. Let me clean this up first. Escape, delete that. And let's go ahead and, you know, we can actually use this plane right here. Let's go ahead and click move. Click this piece right here, bring it to the back edge, and it should lock here. And let's rotate this around. Let's make it 90 degrees. All right, cool. So now it's perpendicular to the face, and go ahead and click split body. Click here, use this plane, and we're going to get rid of this top part right here. Hit escape, split body, hit here, hit the plane, and get rid of this. So now we've got a flat face we can work with. It's relatively flat. That's fine. It's got a little edge there. So we'll get rid of this. All right, cool. So next we can go ahead and we're going to use a 1 inch washer, a fender washer. So we need to make an indention for the washer that's going to sit on top right there. And let's go ahead and click on our 2D sketch. Click our front face here, and we're going to use a line and go from the opening edge here, the other side. All right, click circle. Find the center. Pull it out, and we're going to say 1.02 to give our washer a little bit of room to move. And let's do the same thing up here. Let's put a line from the opening here to here, and let's go ahead and start a circle. Try to find the middle of that line right there. Click out here, 1.02. All right, cool. So go back to 3D view, and we can go ahead and click the pull, and we're going to pull this in, say 0.030 thousandths, escape. All right, and we're going to pull this front edge in too at 0.030 thousandths. All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of this. Get rid of our other pieces we don't need. Put there, delete that. All right, cool. So now we have a flat landing area for our washer to rest on. And let's kind of poke around here. Let's go ahead and pull out these little corners here too. Just kind of clean it up a little bit. Click here, and pull this out. And pull this out. And it looks like we've got a little piece up here too we don't need. All right, so let's see here. Everything else looks good. All right, so that is basically it for the drawing part of the mold. And in our next video, we're going to go over 3D printing this mold, getting it in a position, and finalizing some angles we need to put on here so We don't have any overhang in our mold. And so basically the next video is going to help us to further our project to get this 3D printed and then into our injection molder. And we will see you in the next video.